Hi. So you know the thing that Aaron Yeager said about like freedom and whatnot? That's how I feel right now. That's how I feel. Like I'm free. I don't actually know what he said. I don't know. A lot happened in those last couple of episodes. But moving on. So hi, I'm Mari and you're watching Mari Bomb, and so today we're working on our technically final reference for Artfight. And I say technically because I might end up adding more OCs, because I think 5 is enough, but I might go ahead and add more depending on how much time I have. But hey guys, we got a job interview. So the unemployed life might be over for about like a month and a half. Well, actually I guess like 2 months, because I have like another job right after this one, after I go back to school. But you know how it is. Or maybe you don't. I don't know. I like money. Sorry, guys. But moving on. So, this is Zadria, okay? And you might be asking, what took you so long? Why did you make that Garfield video? The Garfield video is why this took so long. Because I literally could not draw anything. I had initially tried to draw this reference on the same day that I drew the one for Sari, the initial one. And I hated it. Like, you can see it in the little like reference box, because I ended up using like a lot of the same colors, and you know, it's just nice to have something even if it's not entirely accurate to what you want. And I didn't like it. I didn't like the colors. I didn't like the way it was. I don't like the way I drew it. And these are just personal things for me. It's not like an assessment on how good or bad the art actually is. It's just how I felt about it as the person who was creating it. I mean, like, you might like the original version better, but I really, I don't know. For me, it didn't feel good, and that's the main thing. So I took that, and I went ahead and changed a bunch of stuff. I added a bunch of stuff to Zadria's design, and I overall just made, like, a cleaner looking reference sheet. Am I saying that it's the best reference sheet? No, but as long as it's done, honestly, I'm not even mad. Because it really is at a point where just, like, it's better done than perfect. And, oh my gosh. When I say that I struggled, I struggled really hard. Throughout this entire thing, really, because I'm just like, I don't know how I want her to look anymore, and I don't know. I haven't drawn her in a while, so I'm just, like, kind of rusty, I guess. Which is sad. But speaking of redraws, I did end up redoing Sari's. Here it is. So the entire Sari video that I just made is, art-wise, it's irrelevant, which is a little bit disheartening. And I made this one using Metabang, and you might be asking, why Metabang? Why would you use Metabang when you have Procreate? And that's because I have Metabang on my laptop, and I just found my old art tablet. I did have to order a new, like, stylus for some reason. I don't know where it is. I figured it would be in the box. It was not. So I ordered a new stylus on Amazon, and it came in, it worked, and I just redrew Sari's thing. Because the thing is, my iPad doesn't have pressure sensitivity. And it's not because of the iPad, it's because of the Apple Pencil that I use. Because apparently, like, only Apple-branded Apple Pencils can have pressure sensitivity, which is, I understand the hustle. Well, I don't, because you're a major corporation, but I just want to draw. It's the way that they capitalize off of artists, and yet they continue to advance their AI system. Not trying to be messy though. Not trying to be messy. Moving on.
That's crazy.
But that entire rant was basically me saying, at least my drawing tablet has pressure sensitivity. And I'm not saying that I'm going to completely stop using Procreate until I am able to get an Apple Pencil, but like, don't be surprised if there's an abundance in Metabang content for a little bit. It's probably going to end, like, once I end up traveling overseas, just because I would rather not have a drawing tablet taking up the majority of the space in my suitcase, which is not, like, a big drawing tablet. It's the XP Pen Star 060, so it's a very, like, beginner-friendly, like, useful, like, little tool to have. But I don't need like any more technology than I'm already bringing with me, which is like literally my laptop and my iPad and my phone, and I'm like, okay, maybe that's good. I also don't want it to get like, I don't know, not injured, but damaged. Yes, damaged. So yeah. Also, metabaying is really good. I feel like no one talks about metabaying enough. It's always Clip Studio Paint or Procreate, but what about metabaying? That's a lie. I think a couple people do still like metabaying, but I enjoy metabaying a lot. It's what I used before I got my iPad. But enough about art programs. Let's talk about Zadria and Zadria's design. So Zadria's design went through a lot of changes from last Artfight. Which isn't too many. It's generally the same font where it's like, you know, tall, feminine presenting, like little entity thing, and like black bodysuit, looks like an angel, isn't an angel, gold jewelry. It's the same font, same tattoos, but I ended up changing. The main thing is like the base outfit and then the hair. Everything else is pretty much the same. I did change like the wing shape and location. Just because I don't know. Sorry, I'm gonna move my legs really quick because my knee hurts. But, I don't know. I like changing the wing placement. And why is that? I don't know. I think with me, I just wasn't vibing with it in the moment. So I decided they're gonna be on her waist. But the thing is, Zadria can shapeshift. So it's like, if she wants to have like her wings differently, she will have her wings differently. Hashtag love that chicken from Popeyes. That was funny. Don't laugh. Why'd you laugh at that? You didn't laugh? Okay. Whatever, I don't care. And I think I also... Oh yeah, so the thing is, I was like trying to color pick off of the old reference that I had started to make, and then I realized her skin was like literally gray. And I was like, whoa, what in the Vivzy Pop is this? Like, I was like literally 1 second away from being in like a Has-Been Hotel video, like not video, episode, and that was scary. That was like terrifying for me, cause why was she gray? I didn't mean to make her gray, guys, cause I wanted her to be pale. That's like been consistent. I don't know why she was gray. Gray and pale are two different things. I'm sorry, pale people of the world. I don't mean to insult you like that, because no one is gray except for, like, I don't know, Has-Been Hotel characters. That's and I guess Homestuck characters. My bad. My bad. Not to disrespect Homestuck. Sorry, I'm being really mean right now. I'm not a fan of Has-Been Hotel, if you couldn't tell. But, you know, that's just me. I just really don't appreciate the character designs. I should stop talking about this, because if I keep talking about this, I'm gonna go on a rant. But the other thing that I changed, other than, like, just color tweaks, was Zadria's hair, which this is something that I think I brought up before, but Zadria's hair used to be very, very similar to Harmony's. And I think... like, a couple months ago, like, I made up this, like, weird distinction. I was like, okay, well, Zadria's hair is gonna be, like, smoother in the back, while Harmony's is gonna be, like, more everywhere, and I don't actually know if that was correct. I could be very wrong. I could have my own information wrong. So I just changed the hairstyle altogether. It has, like, a similar kind of vibe, but the main thing was that I just took out the middle bang, and then, like, the little, like, long strands in the front. Well, of course I made her hair longer in the back, and, like, kind of sleek, actually, but the two little, like, long strands of hair, I ended up making those into feathers, because I thought that could be, like, a cool little design, and I like it. I don't know if it's for everyone, but I like it, I rock with it, I vibe with it, so we're keeping it. What else was oh yeah, and of course, the outfit, I don't know, this is actually, like, the one that I have as a reference up right now, like, that was what I, again, originally was gonna say as, like, oh, this is her reference, guys, but initially Zadria's outfit was, I mean, you can go see all of the, actually, maybe not, I was gonna say you can see, like, my old Artfight references on my Artfight, because I haven't changed them yet, but I might change them before this is uploaded. Oopsie daisy, because I'm gonna schedule this to be uploaded, I don't know, sometime in the afternoon, and yeah. But so initially I was like, maybe I should, like, give her something to cover her boobs so it doesn't look like it's fan service. But then I was like, you know what? No. This one's for the lesbians. So yeah. I don't know. She's wearing a bodysuit and, like, just a bunch of these weird pieces of fabric and, like, you know, this nice skirt. It's very, of course, inspired by, like, what people think that goddesses and angels would wear. I wanted it to seem very ethereal, because that's Zadria's entire thing, like, looking like an angel but not being one. So it was something that I definitely wanted to try and play into. And of course I added more, like, details into her golden jewelry and whatnot, because I felt as though, I don't know, it was always something that I wanted to play into, but I was always scared in a way, so I just ended up not doing it. But I think that it was the move to make. I kind of, in future designs for Zadria, I want to go forward and maybe even get rid of the bodysuit. I don't know, it's an iconic look, and I had started with the bodysuit because I really wanted to, like, draw, like body rolls in the bodysuit, because I think that's really attractive. So this is self-indulgent. All of my character designs are self-indulgent. You should know this by now. And they're more evident when I start, like, actually doing the minimal shading that I end up doing. The minimal shading that I end up doing. But so that's, like, a big thing for me. I don't know. I was just like, I need to lock in, but it might be something that I end up changing in the future just because of design purposes. And I would like for the top, because I feel like her design is very bottom heavy right now, so I don't know, it's something that I'll change going forward. A little bit of information about Zadria, like I mentioned in Sari's video, she and Sari, they were, like, very close. They grew up together in the same cult, and I don't know, long story short, Sari ends up ending Zadria's life on command, not because she wants to. And so Zadria's, like, soul is filled with so much anguish and, like, just raw emotion that her soul just can't pass on to any afterlife. And so I call Zadria an entity because, and not like an SCP entity, but, like, just a being. And so in my, like, in the story, there's, like, angel, demon, and entity. And an entity is kind of like the weird in-between, but not really. It's kind of everything everywhere all at once. It can be whatever you want it to be, but only if you allow it to be, if that makes sense. And in this world, like, angels and demons are not inherently good or bad. It is just who manages to pick you up first. So what'll happen is a lot of time, like, you'll see, like, once you enter, like, into the kind of the afterlife, is usually angels, demons, and entities, like, they'll be doing, like, sweeps of different areas where people die, and they'll pick up the souls and they'll take them back with them, and that's how an angel or a demon is born, or in Zadria's case, an entity. In Zadria's case, because this, like, place was so far in the woods, it actually took her, like, a couple days to be found by the entity of creation himself. And why is this? He was on a walk. He was just going on a walk, and then he finds this, like, lonely little soul, and he's like, well, guess I gotta take you back with me. And so that's kind of where Zadria's story starts, and ensue a lot of, like, I don't know, training, blah 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 blah. Initially there was going to be a period of time that I think spanned over, like, 5 years, where Zadria was kind of, like, in its own, like, little plane, just, like, and it was that was going to be the magical girls arc that I keep talking about, and it didn't happen. But basically after 5 years she comes back, rescues Sari, and the rest of the story is basically in Sari's video. And I think that's actually pretty much it. But that is, like, I don't know, I love Zadria. So a lot of what Zadria does now is, once she's, you know, rescued Sari and they've established a life together, is that she works with the other entities to kind of, like, just not really be a menace, but, like, she's kind of like a I don't know if necessary evil is the right word, but, like, if there's, like, a harmful organization, like, she's the one who drives the leader crazy and then brings the organization down from the inside, because she can appear as whatever that person wants, whatever that person desires. If someone desires I don't know, Jessica Rabbit, then she looks like Jessica Rabbit. But the one thing that she can't change is her red hair. She can change everything else except for her red hair, unless she's in her original human form, which is the form that she died in. So I don't know, just some food for thought. But she's a character that I've really had fun, like, developing, and she's not, like, finished by any means, but I love her. I love her, love her, love her. And yeah, I don't know, she's great, she's fun. Overall, would I say that this is, like, my best reference? No, I feel like if I had put more time to it and I wasn't really tired, because I went to sleep at like 2 and then I woke up at 7, which isn't like it's not a bad amount of sleep, but it's also not a good amount of sleep. And so I was so sleepy doing this, but it's okay, because we ball. And I say human years here because I literally don't know how else I want to phrase that. In theory, she's 24. In theory. But who knows? Because I don't know, that's for sure. Although what I will say is that I do really like the way that I, like, put the little shiny pieces on the fabric, on the gold fabric especially. I think that's cute. Her tattoos, or at least the one that, like, goes across, like, her entire, like, back and front, those are kind of an allusion to the thorny crown that Jesus wore. Because if you can't tell, this story as a whole was very much inspired by, like, when I was trying to personally figure out, like, and navigate religion, and also, I don't know, religious criticism and religious trauma, and how it's represented in the form of media can be really interesting a lot. And I wanted to kind of, you know, play around with it, see, like, how, you know, following a false prophet and not knowing that you're following a false prophet can end up. I don't know if that makes sense, but I hope that makes sense. Obviously, I mean no disrespect to any kind of religion. I was raised Catholic myself, so it's very much just another one of those self-indulgent things that I like to do. So, my bad. But, yeah, I think next I'm gonna focus on, I don't know if I already said this, because I am so tired, so sleepy, but the next thing I want to focus on is, oh, this was me trying to think about what to write, but is take a shot every time I say is, and take a shot every time I make a take a shot joke. I want to focus in on making the icons for the characters next, and then also rebuilding my Artfight profile, because it's cute right now, but it can be a million times cuter. So we're gonna work on that, and I think that's really it. Other than that, I think next we're gonna do some redesigns of characters, and whether or not those are gonna be on Artfight is purely up to whether or not I want them to be, you know? Anyways, so for now, this is the end of my OC sheet reference making, but we'll be, I don't know. Make sure you watched all of them to catch up on everything, and yeah, if you wanna, I don't know, subscribe so that you can see me when I crash out about making the icons, then, you know, like, that would be, like, really cool. Well, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, as per usual. I'll show, like, the original and the new one at the end of the video here, and that's pretty much it. Okay guys, well, bye!